It's week 2 of the 2031 season, and we've got a showdown in the AFC South. It's the Jags and the Oilers, and it comes your way next.
It is time for football as we welcome you to another edition of the NFL on EA Sports. Thanks for having us in. Mike Tirico with Greg Olson, week 2 of the season. Greg, as you get the season going, want to get that first game under your belt. Now, so pleased to have you along. This should be a good one. We're set, and off we go here on EA Sports. Oh, he's got room past the 30. Nice job on the return. He's down close to the 35-yard line. The Jacksonville offense ready to go to work for the first time. They're led out by the last pick in the draft in 2022. Iowa State's Brock Purdy at quarterback.
They find themselves coming off a win last week that came right down to the end, and the best teams in the NFL, Mike, they can win close games, and they can win different style games. You're not going to blow people out consistently in the NFL. The league is just too good and has too much parity. But the teams that are the best in one-score games, they're often the ones finding themselves in the best position come playoff time.
Trying to find somewhere to move forward, but nothing going. Tackled for the loss of a yard. Lost one on the last play, so now it's 2nd and 11. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. Hit as he throws, and it is incomplete. Just couldn't deliver that one the way he wanted to. Not really sure if there was much there anyways. We do know it'll be 3rd down. He'll try and get there on the ground. And Purdy going to smartly hit the deck here as he's able to pick up the first down in the process.
Anytime a quarterback decides to tuck it and turn himself into a runner, you can just feel the sideline hold their breath. They're just hoping that he gets down, picks up enough for the first down, but more importantly, protects himself so he can get himself back up and continue on.
Set to go now on 1st and 10. Now Purdy. Short pass taken in by the tight end. After the catch, he gets that forward for a gain of 9.
Not every pass has to be thrown downfield. You can rely on the run after catch, especially a big body like this tight end. Get the ball in his hands early and let him pick up the rest after the catch.
On 2nd down, Purdy. Open man, that's Rome Odunze. And he'll be taken down. The gain is 6, and it's a new set of downs. He picked up the first down. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. That's to Odunze again. And the Jags are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points.
It's been a really good drive so far, but what I really like, Mike, is they're down here in the red zone, and they continue to attack. Now, not quite a touchdown, but with 1st and goal, this defense certainly has their back against the ropes.
We'll try to push forward, but only a yard down to the 2. A little closer. Here's 2nd and goal. Here's Purdy. The back of the end zone. He's got it. Jalen Pope. Touchdown, Jaguars. That his 1st touchdown of the new year. A terrific way to start this one. Not only a touchdown, but a nice long march down the field. Makes it a long walk back to the bench for the defense.
Mike, that's about as good as you can imagine starting a game offensively. To be able to sustain that many plays and be able to cap it off with a touchdown, that is a dream start for this offense.
Makes the score Jaguars 7, Oilers 0.
7-0 is our score as this kick is sent into the air. This taken at the 5. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Houston offense heading out to the field for the first time. Leading this offense, their veteran quarterback.
I think the biggest thing that stood out from last week's game was when they went into the game with an initial plan, how quickly were they able to get away from that when they realized it wasn't working? I think they got a lot of unscouted looks, meaning the defense threw a lot of exotic looks at them, blitzes, different fronts and coverages, maybe things they didn't work on all week. So the key this week is understand what is the defense looking to do today and how fast can we make those adjustments if we're not having early success.
They'll try to get the running game going. His first carry, and he's going to be bottled up quickly after a gain of about 1. Patrick Surtain makes the tackle. They'll put a receiver in motion right. On third down, they'll set up to throw. And that call will not get it done. The defense ready, stopping him behind the line of scrimmage. It sets up fourth down.
Even though they gave up that last completion, Mike, that's a really good drive there for this defense. I mean, from the beginning, on those early downs, keeping them from staying ahead of the chains, put them in a tough third down situation, and now it brings up fourth down, and looks like they're going to get off the field.
Now, fair catch called, and he's going to take it out beyond the 25-yard line. They'll break the huddle, coming up now for 1st and 10. They'll begin here on the ground. And not much there. He's back to the original line. No gain on that one. They'll try again here. 2nd and 10. Now some movement up front. And we'll hear from our referee for the first time here today. That's on the former 9th overall pick, Charles Cross. Following the penalty, they'll run it. And they'll only manage to pick up 3 yards. And that leads to third down. From the gun, it's Purdy. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. A pickup there of 19 yards. First down, Jacksonville.
These third down conversions are just so important, Mike. Everybody stresses we want to possess the ball, give our offense as much opportunity to end as many drives as we can, scoring points. So if you want to stay on the field, you better be good on third down.
He's across midfield. And they're going to move this ball inside the 25-yard line.
Brought down at the 23-yard line. A gain of 31 yards. And the Jaguars first down.
First and 10 for Purdy. He'll go right and find his running back.
Mike, I love studying the NFL and just seeing the amount of ways NFL coordinators are able to get their running backs now involved in the passing game. They're kind of chess pieces. They can move them out in the slot. They can put them out wide, of course, out of the backfield. It's a big part of today's modern NFL.
They've moved the ball well here, but now face 3rd and 2. Try to pick this one up on the ground. And the Jaguars are going to have 1st and goal coming up. They're able to convert on 3rd and 2.
Nothing real fancy about this call here, Mike, right? In this 3rd and short, just get the ball to your running back, make sure he has enough space to pick up the first down, and they're able to convert.
A short game, down to the 7. Now here's 2nd and goal. Nowhere to go. He is taken down.
That last sack is exactly why defensive coaches preach over and over. Just play the next down. Just continue to make them snap the ball again. You're one big defensive play from changing everything about this drive, and what once looked like a promising drive, following that sack, looks a little bit different now.
Good drive now faces a tough conversion. It is 3rd and long. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. It is brought in the end zone. Roll Odunze. Touchdown, Jacksonville. Greg, it's one of those, sometimes you got to feel like you know where the ball's going to go, and the defense knows it too, but it still ends up in that guy's hands for the touchdown.
Absolutely, Mike. In these critical situations, like down here in the red zone, it's players, not plays. It doesn't matter what you draw up on the board. You say, okay, who's my best player? Put him in a good matchup, let him go win, and give him a chance. That's exactly what they do here, and I think we're going to see a lot of this the rest of the game.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. A return now from the 4. He'll get this past the 20 before he's brought down shy of the 25-yard line. The Oilers offense about ready to get going on their second possession. They're staring at a 2-touchdown deficit, 14-0. The score as the offense tries to regroup and get going with 1st and 10. And he'll work this past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Deontay Banks comes up to make the play. They face 2nd down and 7. He'll drop to throw. And he got rid of that one quickly before the receiver even knew what was going on. That's incomplete. What can they do here on 3rd down and 7? They'll look to throw. They'll try to hit him with a screen. And he's going to be out of bounds with a gain of 7. That'll be enough for a 1st down.
One of the easiest ways to negate these really good pass rushes in the NFL, Mike, is just to simply get the ball out of the quarterback's hand as fast as possible. And sometimes it's by design, sometimes it's based on need. But really nice job there by the quarterback, getting into the hands of his receiver and then see what he can do after the catch.
Back to throw. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught.
This is one of those throws where you're hoping you do most of the damage after the catch, but give credit to the defense. Once that ball was caught, they were on him quickly, and there was nowhere for him to go after the catch.
They'll look to throw yet again. The 2nd down throw is incomplete.
I think he just rushed that decision just a little bit downfield. I mean, it's one thing to trust your guy to make a play in tight coverage, but I think if he was a little bit more patient in his progression, there was an easier throw out there that wouldn't take.
Under pressure, and down he goes. They got him. Now, following that sack, we have a player who was injured. Athletic training staff looking at him, so we'll step aside. Here's Matt Araiza now, as he's on to punt for the 2nd straight drive. This one fielded out beyond the 25. And he'll be brought down. Short return, and they'll take over there. They'll come up here, 1st and 10. Man in motion, heading left. His drive will start on the ground. And he's going to be taken down on the other side of the 50-yard line.
This is a combination of footwork and vision, his ability to kind of weave through traffic and understand where the holes were. It's a really nice job working through some bodies and picking up a big gain.
Purdy on 1st down. To the sideline, and what a catch, and what a great job to keep the feet alive. Inbounds as good as you can do it. That's his third catch of this first half, and good enough for a first down. Shotgun snap to Purdy. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. Out of the gun, it's Purdy. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
You can't fault the quarterback on this one, Mike. He really didn't even have much of an opportunity. By the time he hit the top of his drop and got his eyes downfield, the defense was all over him, and he really had no choice but to just get that ball out of his hand and live to play another snap. A rare miss for a quarterback that we've seen really come out on fire throughout this entire contest. I mean, his completion percentage, Mike, is well above league average, and frankly, it's really the biggest reason why they find themselves out in front.
No issues there. This one is good. And the Jaguars stake themselves to a 17-0 lead.
And this is what you want. I mean, you clearly have the advantage, but you want to continue to apply pressure. Can you score every time you get the ball? They're able to do that here. They tack on 3 and extend their lead.
The Oilers offense makes their way back out to the field for their next possession. They trail this one 17-0 now. Really need to find some inspiration, some momentum on this drive as they'll begin here with first down. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Fires left sideline. That is complete. It is a big-time play for Houston. 31 yards.
Those are the explosive pass plays that this team is going to continue to mine all day. And you can see pre-snap, the quarterback loved his matchup. He allowed his receiver to work downfield. Perfect throw, and now sets them up to try to see if they can finish this drive off with some points.
Now, faking the give, he's going to take a shot. Sends it down the middle. And he is short of the goal line, but they are in business at the 1-yard line.
If you want to score points at a high level in the NFL, you have to generate explosive plays. And after that big chunk pass play, they find themselves now down there in the red zone. And this is where you have to finish drives.
Well, a chance to get right back in it here. First down and goal. He'll look to throw. To the end zone there, but it is incomplete.
They went for it all on that one and just a little bit off. Ball winds up hitting the ground. They've got to move forward. The opportunities are out there. Better execution, better location, and we got some big plays in their future.
And he won't quite get in. Down to the 1, setting up third and goal. Now they'll set up to throw. That one, take it in. Touchdown, Houston.
Well, after being shut out in the first half, it has to feel good for this offense, Mike, to just get on the board, get something going. But now the question we have to ask is there enough time to come all the way back?
Yeah, just some belief, right, Greg? Just let's watch these guys on the next few drives. Did that give them a little belief that they can stay in this game? Best way to start with that score. The extra point is up and through. And the Oilers are back in this one. It's 17-7. They're trying to pin him deep. They'll take this from the 3. They get across the 20, mark them at the 22-yard line. Here comes the Jacksonville offense now, heading back onto the field. Their lead is 10. They go back to work, trying to add to it. It begins with first down. Now a give up the middle, and he will wiggle his way forward for a gain of a couple. They'll come up on a second down and 8. They'll stick with him again. And he is not going to get away. Might have gotten a yard, but it will set up third down. To throw is Purdy. That one on target, and Polk's got it. And he will have the first down. The drive will continue after a pickup of 8.
I'd like to see them do a better job here the rest of the game, Mike, just disguising the coverage from the pre-snap look to the post-snap look. And what I mean is, when you have a quarterback at this level and what they see before the ball's in their hands is the exact same thing they see once they do get the ball, everything is just so much easier for them to process.
He bought all the time he could, but he's going to be taken down as he couldn't get a throwaway.
Outside of a turnover, this was probably the worst-case scenario. Immediate pressure in his face with nowhere to go with the ball downfield. Just get the ball out of your hand. Live to play another down. Instead, he retreats backwards and leads to a massive loss.
Work to do now as they come up on 2nd and long. They'll turn and hand this one off. And he'll get this up to about the 28. 3rd and long. Out of the gun, here's Purdy. He's going to air this one out. It hangs up a bit too much. It's intercepted. And he's going to set up his guys with great field position. A huge chance to cut into the deficit.
So the first part of any interception is just end up with the ball in your hands, right? That's what every defensive coordinator wants. But anytime you can get yards on the return, that's just an added bonus. And that's what we see here. There's a little space, does a great job securing the catch, and all of those yards just set up for better field position as their offense takes the field.
The Houston offense going to make their way back onto the field. They've got great starting position with a short field as they try to get back in this one. It is 1st and 10. He'll get this out to his running back. And he's not going to be able to get away. Good defense on the perimeter. It'll be a loss of yardage. 2 minutes remain here in this first half. Greg and I back from Houston in a moment. So they go backwards on 1st down. Here's 2nd and 13. Quick throw out wide. It's caught. We're going to try to pick this up on 3rd and 8. Taking off, he'll try to get there. This will not do the trick. They've stopped him behind the line. 4th down coming up. Here's the punter now, as they'll say no to the long field goal and hope to pin them deep. And we will not have a return here. This one angled out of bounds. The Jaguars offense and their running back set to go once more. They'll start it here with a 1st and 10. They send him right out of the slot. A 1st down throw for Purdy. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they bring him down, but not until he gets the 45-yard line. A fresh set of downs to work with. It is 1st down and 10. They motion the slot man left. Here's Purdy on 1st and 10. A quick slant into the hands of Odunze. And he'll be taken down rather swiftly after a gain of just 3. 2nd and 7. From the shotgun, it's Purdy. He'll look over the middle and find his running back. Now a timeout for Jacksonville. Their 2nd, as it comes to 22 seconds remaining till halftime. Ball rests at the 37. It's 1st and 10. To throw once more, it's Purdy. He's got it! He is in! Jalen Polk, touchdown Jaguars. That's his second touchdown so far here in the first half. And that is number 2. Greg, he is off to some kind of start in this one. 2 quarters and 2 receiving touchdowns.
Mike, this is one of those situations where as a defensive coordinator, you've got to give your group an answer, because right now, they don't have one for this guy.
No problem there on the extra point. And the Jaguars up their lead. It's now 24-7. Very little time remaining in this first half as this kick is away. This one will be taken in the end zone. No run back forthcoming. And the ball coming out to the 30-yard line. The Oilers offense going to get it one final time in this first half. The deficit is 17, so they got to start cutting into it soon. See if it starts here. 1st and 10. And they'll be set up now. Up past the 40 with that one. To the air now on 1st and 10. Now a signal, timeout called. 9 seconds left to play in this first half. Here comes the blitz as he looks to throw. He'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
Nice example there, Mike, of the quarterback just being smart with the ball, understanding it didn't quite develop the way he had intended. Throw that ball out of harm's way, live to play another down.
He'll let this go deep for the end zone. That's going to be incomplete. They took a shot on the final play. Prayer not answered. And that is how this first half will come to an end.
Okay, Mike, back to you and Greg in just a moment. But after a wild first weekend in the NFL, time to see if things will settle down as we take a quick look at what's happening here in Week 2. We'll begin out in Houston, and an 11-point game there as they come upon halftime. Drake May with a touchdown pass. From there, let's head off and check out a second game. And as you see, they were losers earlier this afternoon. The Black Knights were losers in their opener, but they get back to even with the win on the road. Lastly, let's check on one final game for you. And they were winners in that one over the visiting Cincinnati Bengals. Keenan Allen, 2 touchdown passes as his guys make amends for the setback in Week 1. This was an extremely one-sided first half. One team showed up, ready to go. The other's been in a daze thus far, but there's still plenty of time left for this one to tighten up significantly.
All right, Coach. Thank you very much. We welcome you back. It is quarter number 3. Here comes a return from the 5. Across the 20, they'll mark them down before the 25-yard line. And that's where the offense will take over. The home team's offense ready to get going again. They'll have it first in this third quarter. They'll try to establish some tempo as they start this one with 1st and 10.
With the struggles they had running the ball in the first half, Mike, it makes sense that they're trying here early in the second to get this ball carrier going. But this last run's not going to do him any favors. Another rush, another loss of yards.
Back to the ground. He'll get it again. And this defense up to the task there. Gain of just 2, and it's 3rd down.
A gain of 2 brings up 3rd and 9.
He'll try to run for it.
And that's a great job defensively here on 3rd down. Not only taking away all the options down the field through the air, but when the quarterback decides to turn into a runner himself, they're able to converge and make the play and keep him short of the 1st down.
The Oilers sending out their punt team as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And he'll get forward a few yards on the return. And that's where the offense will take over. The Jaguars offense and Brock Purdy headed back on the field for their next possession. And we show you some of the highlights, and there have been plenty to choose from. 3 touchdown passes and some other big-time throws as well. Certainly dialed in and on top of his game right throughout this one. Off the play fake. Here's Purdy. Quick throw here is complete. And that keeps him ahead of schedule. That's a first down completion of 7 yards. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. 2nd down and 3. Now Purdy. That's over the middle and taken in by Odunze. And that's going to be a first down. A pickup of 9.
First down, Jacksonville.
From the gun, it's Purdy. Gets it away quickly, and it's caught. And he's brought down after a gain of 6 on first down. They'll come up now for 2nd down and 4.
The 44-yard line.
Back to the air again is Purdy. Throwing right, it's taken in. His 5th catch of the afternoon. Good for a first down.
Gain of 14.
Well, so far here today, putting points on the board certainly hasn't been a problem, and plays like that are why. Think about it, Mike. Sometimes you just have to take what the defense gives you and not force something that's not there, and that mid-range pass results in a fresh set of downs.
Handoff here, up the middle. And a pickup of 3, or maybe 4. That is Cooper DeJean in there for the stop. Here's a 2nd and 6. They send the tight end in motion. Here's a run going left. He'll take this down to the 23. That is Cooper DeJean in there for the stop. 3rd down, 3 to go. Throwing from the gun is Purdy. And this ball incomplete on 3rd down.
I think he predetermined that 3rd down throw, and even though the coverage was tight, he still tried to fit the ball in there anyway, and it ended up falling incomplete. I think if he goes through his progressions and has a little bit more trust in his protection, I think there's an easier throw to make out there. I think at this point in the game, Mike, when you have things under control, not only were they able to hold on to the ball for a while, they still were able to manage to add 3 points.
The return starts from the 5. And he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The home team's offense ready to come back out for this next possession. They are in need of points in a big way as they set out on 1st and 10. Able to make one man miss, but that's all. They get him, take him down behind the line.
Well, they try to get the run game started here early on this drive, Mike, and they're just going to have to do a better job up front. There's really nowhere for this ball carrier to go. You never want to lose yards on 1st down, but that's exactly the case here.
Now, he'll air one out. And that's going to be incomplete. Coverage was good that time. The contact jarring the ball loose and forcing 3rd down. He'll drop to throw. And that is incomplete.
This offense has to find a way to be better on 1st and 2nd down, Mike. Living in these 3rd and long situations, must pass, is not a recipe that their offensive coordinator wants to operate in.
This one, returnable. And he's going to be brought down after a short return. And that's where his team will get possession of the Jags offense, headed back to take over once more. And as we look back now, Greg, at how we got here, we got a ton of highlights of the offense so far. In particular, Great passing.
Yeah, and if you want to score points in the NFL, Mike, there's no secret. You've got to do it primarily through the air, and with 3 touchdowns here so far, that's exactly what we've seen. It's been deep balls. It's been intermediate shots. It's been good run after catch. This has really been high-level offense on display right from the jump.
It's a nice start to the drive, a gain of 10, and a quick first down.
And the Jaguars first down.
Shotgun snap to Purdy. Throw right side, caught by Odunze.
Just take what the defense is giving you. When you can stay ahead of the chains and just take these easy pitch and catch throws underneath, hitch routes, quick game, now it puts you in a lot more favorable down and distances to eventually attack this defense a little bit more downfield.
And they'll get him down after a gain of 5, but that is enough for a first down.
Gain of 5. First down, Jacksonville.
Here's Purdy, making the read and keeping it. Nothing doing there. He'll go down behind the line.
The key to running the read option, Mike, is that the timing has to be just right. If it's too slow getting going, a lot of the times defenders can get in the backfield and cause havoc, and that's exactly what happened here.
Purdy now on second down. He'll send this one deep for Odunze.
How often do we see teams kind of nurse these big leads, Mike, especially as the game unfolds? They turn to the ground game. They try to slow everything down. Well, not this offense. They refuse to take their foot off the gas. They're still mining for explosive plays, and frankly, with the way today's gone, I don't blame them.
And he will not quite get to the marker. Good job there defensively, and now decision time. What are you going to do on fourth down? Three for 3 in the game, as this one is also good. And the Jaguars will extend their third quarter lead.
So it's not exactly what you're looking for when you set out on a drive, but at the same time, you don't want to come away empty-handed either. So in this case, they'll take those 3 points.
This will be returned from the 6. And it'll be brought down past the 25. Decent field position to start this drive. The home team's offense ready to get back at it. They'll begin with 1st and 10. Blown back in the backfield. He'll get the carry here. And a good job following his blockers. A gain of 7. It'll be second down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 34-yard line.
Off play action. He'll set up to throw. He'll let one go down the middle.
Pass interference. Defense.
First and 10. On play action, he'll set up to throw. Got it open downfield on the crossing route. And they finally bring him down inside the 5,
Holding
but
offense.
he's not going to like what he sees when he turns around. There's a penalty flag down. Tight end going in motion here. From out of the gun, he'll throw. Got his receiver on the in-cut. He's got it.
Well, it goes without saying. You want to play wide receiver in the NFL, Mike, how well can you change directions? How fast can you get your body from one direction to another? And when you can cut like this guy, I'm not...
The pressure, too much, and he goes down.
A 7-yard loss brings up 3rd down.
So, 3 quarters now in the books. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Work to do following the sack. It is 3rd and long. Now they'll set up to throw. going right sideline and complete. And he's out of bounds in great shape down at the 15-yard line. In the red zone now, he'll drop to throw. He'll go underneath here, the running back out of the backfield. And he's going to be taken down. 5 yards from the house. They've got it first and goal. They'll look to throw. And he can't hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. What a good job defensively to meet him just as the ball was arriving. And it'll be second down. They'll look to throw again. That's to the end zone, but it's incomplete.
You can feel them starting to press a little bit, especially with this passing game. They find themselves so close to the end zone, they got to get it over the goal line. You got to be a little bit more accurate. You got to be a little bit smarter with the ball. And right now, the timing, the spin.
And that is caught in the end zone. He's in. Touchdown, Oilers. That is second touchdown of the afternoon. Well, Greg, really down to the point where every possession they need to score, and they get a touchdown here to stay alive.
Mike, I like what I'm seeing out of this team. They find themselves down big late, but there's no quit. They're continuing to fight back, and they got a chance to make this one a two-possession game here late.
That's pulled in, and they're able to tack on the two-point conversion. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. The training staff going to look, and will step out for a moment. Both teams ready to go once more as the kick's away. From the 6, here comes a return. He'll work his way across the 25-yard line. The Jaguars offense and their quarterback headed out for their next possession. And he has been masterful so far leading this offense, keeping the mistakes to a minimum, on point with his passes, generally one step ahead of the defense all game long. And this will be a Jaguars first down as the tackle's made just shy of the 40.
Two-possession lead, fourth quarter. This is the time, Mike, when you really can rely heavily on your run game. Everybody in the stadium knows you're going to run it, including the defense. They just can't come up with an answer to stopping it.
Throwing on first down is Purdy. Little short pass here, caught by his tight end. And he's close to a first down to gain a 9. Nice pitch and catch on first down. Second and a yard. Out of the gun, here's a run up the gut. And they're going to work this down inside the 45.
And this running game has really been rolling, Mike, all game long. The holes, the run lanes, they've been there consistently. Here's another nice run as they look to put this game away.
Purdy going to keep this one himself. And no place to go. He's hit and taken down behind the line. Lost one on the last play, so now it's second and 11. Slot man in motion right. Throwing on second down is Purdy. Look at that. Slinged it across his body and connected. That's good for 27 and a first down.
An interesting decision there by the play caller to put this ball in the air. Mike, you're up by 2 scores. Traditional wisdom says, hey, we're up by 2 scores late in the fourth quarter. We've got to keep this clock moving. You don't want to risk an incompletion. Now, they convert. They're able to secure the catch and pick up a fresh set of downs. That's going to enable them to continue to burn more clock. And without a stop, their opponent's not going to get the ball back.
A quick slant into the hands of Odunze. And he's close to another first down as he's brought down just shy of the marker. Following the completion, we'll get a stoppage here for an injured player. Here's second and 2. Looks like a design run with Purdy. And nothing on that one. Back to the line of scrimmage, and that is it. They'll come up to 3rd and 3. Out of the gun. It's Purdy. He's got it at the 3. And he's in. Touchdown, Jacksonville. And another score in another good performance after winning the opener on their way to 2-0.
Mike, you can't be 2-0 without being 1-0, and for them to be able to continue to string early wins together in the first part of the year, this is the start that every team dreams about. This is what you work for all offseason long to start your season and build some early momentum. Gives you a lot of flexibility and wiggle room as the rest of this season plays on.
The kickoff team is out on the field, and we're back to it as the kick's away. This will be returned from the 6, and he'll be brought down just beyond the 25-yard line. The home team's offense about ready to take over once more. Things not looking good, but see if they get the turnaround going here. They'll start this drive with first down. Right away, they'll set up to throw. Short pass taken in by the tight end. And they'll mark him down just shy of the 40. So from the 39, they come up on 1st and 10. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. The pressure gets there, and down he goes. A sack.
The offense goes from feeling really good about the previous play with a real nice pickup to then on the ensuing play ending up going the complete opposite direction. Really nice job here by the defense immediately getting back on track. And what do the coaches say? Just play the next play, and that's exactly what they did.
He'll look to throw. He's got his man on the in route. Yes, taken in over the middle. 3rd and long.
Brings up 3rd and 12.
Back to throw. That's over the middle and taken in. He's got it. So they come to the line for first down and 10. They'll be forced to just throw that one away. It's incomplete.
This has really been the story of this entire game, Mike. I mean, this pass rush has had the advantage over the offense pretty much from the jump, and they've already recorded a couple of sacks, a handful of close calls, and it's the pressure in the backfield is why this team finds themselves with the lead here late in this ballgame.
Quick throw here is complete. And they'll get about 8 out of that one, but still a little work to do now on 3rd down. That is intercepted. And the Jaguars are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
And at this point in the game, Mike, we all know one play can be the difference between winning and losing. And now after that poor throw, we'll see, can they capitalize on this extra possession that they just stole?
The visitors' offense ready to get back to work. And it would appear they are on their way to a 2-0 start as they begin things here with 1st and 10 in this 4th quarter. A handoff as they try to run it here. They'll mark them down up at the 44-yard line.
Here's a case of an offense just piling on. You're really imposing your will on the defense. Everyone in the stadium knows you're going to run it. The defense knows it, you know it. And no matter what they do, they have no answers whatsoever.
A gain of 4 as he's taken down. So, 2 minutes to play here in the 2nd half. Greg and I back on EA Sports after this. Here's 2nd and 6. They'll run with the former 7th-round draft pick, Isaiah Pacheco. And he's close to the first down. Gets 4 yards on the gain, but it will bring up 3rd down.
A gain of 4. And it's 3rd down.
Purdy now on 3rd and 2. That's caught. Left side. It's complete. And he's going to have the first down. It is a gain of 6. Good conversion on 3rd down.
Jaguar first down.
Up the middle they go. Not much to speak of on that one. Maybe a gain of a yard. It's 2nd down.
A gain of a yard brings up 2nd and 9.
So it is a win for our visitors, the Jaguars. They get the victory here, away from home, to run their early season record to 2-0.